over 6 decades now, this award-giving body has been recognizing young Filipinos who have made an impact on their countrymen in their various fields of work. We learn about the Outstanding Young Men Awards with TOYM Foundation Chairman Donnie Tantoco and the President, Chaye Cabal-Revilla. Donnie, Chaye, great to have you with us on the final word.
Thank you for having us, Rico. It's
I am
privileged to be here.
Both TOYM awardees.
You are a TOYM awardee.
The three of us. 2012, 2004, 2006. Like what I said, we're getting old. We're getting old. So Donnie, let me start off with you. I'm sure a lot of our viewers will want to find out, what is the history of the Outstanding Young Men? How did this all come about?
The 10 Outstanding Young Men started in the Philippines in 1959, and it was started by the JCs of the Philippines. And basically over the years, we're a community of 540 strong. There are people from different disciplines. They won the award when they were successful at an early age.
Yes.
Because you have to be below 40 years old.
18 to 40.
18 to 40. And they're not only people that are super gifted in their field, they're one of the best in medicine, agriculture, in education, politics, business.
Telecommunications, retail.
But they're men and women of enormously great character.
And I know the youngest TOYM awardee was Lea Salonga. She was 18 or 19 years old. Who were the other winners, Chaye?
Of course, MVP,
Yes.
Jaza, Lorenzo Tan, Lance Gokongwei, the three of us here, Dr. Menchi Padilla, Dr. Jonas Del Rosario earlier, who spoke from PGH.
And of course, you have the likes of Gary Valenciano. You have the Nobel Prize winner, Maria Ressa.
Yes.
Hidilyn Diaz.
A lot of prominent people in various fields have won this major distinction.
Tony Meloto, Butch Jimenez.
A lot of popular personalities. And of course, Mr. Christmas, I was just taking a look at the list. Jose Marichan.
Of course.
TOYM awardee. 64 years and counting, and 540 awardees. So many inspiring Filipino honorees who are catalysts of change and have spread positivity and goodwill to all Filipinos, Chaye.
Yes, yes. That's what TOYM is about. And we gathered all the honorees last Saturday, May 13th. It sort of served as a reunion for all of us. We wanted to just check on how each of us are, what the impact was for each one of us by TOYM. And we were also trying to talk about what we can do together collectively to make a positive impact in the country.
So during the TOYM Impact Summit, what came about of it? How can the 540 recognized awardees, many of them have already passed on, help in nation building, Donnie?
Well, that was the point of the summit, Rico. So we wanted to bring them together first, to really be updated on what everybody's doing, and then put some issues in front of them. There are many that are afflicting the country right now, and it's actually, some of those issues were very bad pre-pandemic, and they've actually gotten worse in the after the pandemic. And all of these vulnerable parts of our society really immerse in what kind of suffering they're going through, and harnessing the power of the community to maybe focus on 1 or 3 things, and really put all of that, magnify all of that power, and try to address this and make a difference in one of these things that are affecting our country, especially the weakest members of our society.
Yes, help the marginalized part of society. A lot of issues really are affecting the Filipino people, humanitarian, the academe, education, and of course, just overnight, culture and arts. The Manila Post Office, which is an iconic historical site, was engulfed in flames. So we really have to get together, Chaye, to be able to help our kababayans during these challenging times.
So hopefully our reunion and our Impact Summit is going to be the catalyst for the things that we will do collectively. No? There were projects already that were discussed with the academe, the education sector, for furthering better education for the country, furthering agriculture, because we need that for food security, health and wellness by our medical honorees, and obviously community development, livelihood to help our kababayans.
And what's next, Donnie? Because it was held at the Santa Elena Golf and Country Club. It was it was a group of about 100 TOYM awardees who have come together to come up with ideas to resolve the issues of our country. After that, what is the next step from this first stage of the TOYM Impact Summit?
Well, the roadmap, first of all, is to follow through on some of the ideas that were what was discussed during the summit, and then we'll shortlist a few of that and then organize teams in order to flesh it out a little more, turn it into a brief, and once we decide that the brief is already in order, then make that become a business plan. And from that business plan, we will provide some support, some resources, including mentoring, financial resources, in order to do something within a period of 1 year. We don't want things that don't have a finish line, that has a deadline on it as well.
But it's also quite surprising, Chaye, no, that in 64 years of the Outstanding Young Men Foundation, this is the first time that both of you thought to set this Impact Summit up. Why has it taken so long?
We actually planned to do this before the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened. So what we did was to focus on some fundraising activities for PGH, right, and to sort of support our medical personnel who were challenged at that time. So we did this art thing, and we had a song done by Lea Solonga and Gary V, which was very successful. So we put together some stuff in little ways, and some of our awardees also get together to do something like USECTONET and we work together for our OFWs for health and wellness, because she works now at the Department of Migrant Workers. But imagine the things that we can do together with full force, diba? We should be the force for good.
Catalyst for good.
For good, yes.
And of course, Donnie, this has been discussed over the past several years, if not decades. Of course, the TOYM has been gender inclusive.
Yes.
No? I mean, we've seen a lot of women who have won this recognition through the many, many years of the TOYM. But there are questions about why the Outstanding Young Men? Should it not be renamed the Outstanding Young Men and Women? What is your opinion on this, Donnie and Chaye?
I fully agree with that, and I'd like us to evolve into the 10 Outstanding Young Men and Women. In fact, I believe that if there's one area that we can focus on, it's everything to do with women. If we want to make a difference, if we want to, because they're 50% of our population, and they're still experiencing a lot of oppression, and they're not yet as empowered as they should be, and whether in so many areas of the life and potential of women is not fully realized.
Absolutely. We have to recognize the women as well in the TOYM. Chaye, your thoughts on this?
I agree. Great men and women come from women.
That's
The short answer of it.
Mother.
And of course, this trophy that we see before us, it was sculpted by no less than a fellow TOYM awardee, Napoleon Abueva, who passed away several years ago.
Yes.
And it is still, this award continues to be the award that's given to all winners.
Yes.
When is the next search for the TOYM awardees for 2023?
So we just had an initial meeting with the National President of JCI Philippines, now Kirby Salazar. Hello. We plan to launch the search sometime in July. And so it gives us enough time until the end of the year to do the search and the screening and the judging.
And of course, the TOYM is given by no less than the chief executive of the country, right?
Yes.
Donnie, the president of the Republic of the Philippines. So
Yes.
we've had previous presidents from President Marcos, President Cory Aquino, handing out these awards.
Yes, yes. It's that because the president of the Philippines always recognizes that this is one of the few awards that really supports and inspires the youth in the correct way. It's not to use your giftedness for yourself, but to use it for others, including the country.
Yeah, I mean, all of the awardees have virtues of courage, compassion, and love for country. That's why we have to band together, work together, to be able to help for the country's good.
Correct. Yes, indeed. Yes,
Thank you
indeed.
so much,
Thank
Donnie,
you. Thank
Chaye,
you very much.
for sharing with us the vision of the TOYM Foundation and for the TOYM Awards. Donnie Tantoco, TOYM Chairman, and Chaye Cabal-Revilla, TOYM President. Thank you very much.
Thank
Maraming
you.
salamat.